ようこそ皆たち、この10ポイント下の10ポイントアンダーに、私はホストであり、ビガボールフラグで、私と一緒に今日のホストであり、スーパーフログが来てます。スーパーフログ、ようこそ。
Hi.
What's up? How's it going?
Hello to you too. Yeah, it's going pretty good. That was I'm assuming you got some Japanese going on there.
Yeah, some of it. Hopefully none of our listeners speak Japanese because it wasn't great Japanese. But
It sounded good to me.
oh, good. Yeah. As long as nobody understands.
Me, the expert.
You know, one of those things where it was like technically correct, but as I was saying it, I'm like, not sure how this is going to sound to like somebody who actually knows what's going on. But that's okay.
That's how I feel about my Dutch. So me and you are in the same boat, but we don't have many Dutch Heroscape figures, so I don't have to bust that out very often.
We're gonna have to find some then. That'll be. I've never been more motivated to submit something to the SOV.
New C3 figures coming 2020-21. Anyway.
But yeah, so Superfrog. If the listeners didn't quite catch that earlier, this is Superfrog joining me today. Big Bullfrog here. So we're doing all the frog power. Just joining it up to make your lives a little bit more froggy. It'll be great. We're casting. Oops, I just dropped a thing that wasn't important. So anyway, we are casting a game from the Online Con main event. This is day 2, the quarterfinals, and we've got two great players, 2 cool armies coming in here. Over here on the left, we've got XThorSavageX. You might have seen him in another video, either playing. We've got at least one other video that I can think of off the top of my head where he plays, or you could have even heard him casting in some of our other videos. He's a great guy, great Heroscaper, relatively new to the scene, but made it to the quarterfinals with a cool samurai army. He's got all the unique samurai squads, Kosuke, Tagawa, Izumi, plus Hatamoto Taro. So not every day you see that happening. So really cool that he made it this far. His opponent is Doc. So Doc's been around for a while, and has brought an army that you would. I probably more expect to see in day 2. I think it's an interesting matchup here. Well, we can get into that a little bit more later. But 2 squads of X Grinders, Derek, Raelin, 2 black Wyrmlings, 2 red Wyrmlings, white Wyrmling. So yeah, pretty cool matchup that we've got going up on here today.
Yeah, it's fun. We just did a game with the with Doc's army against a Yari. So here we see it against some other Far Easterners. But yeah, like you were saying, I think this the army on the left with Thor is just a little off of what I would expect. So it's really impressive that he took it to the top 8. So see if he can get top 4.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how this plays out. I do know. So looking at the matchup, I think it'll be an uphill climb for Thor because there are a lot of ways to bypass the counter strike with the Wyrmlings.
But with the Wyrmlings, yeah.
Yeah, if you can snipe some of those Wyrmlings, and like you've got Kosuke who can like charge and get Wyrmlings.
And they can run anybody down.
Yeah. So like it's not necessarily going to be a cakewalk for Doc, I don't think, because those axe grinders are very susceptible to the samurai powers.
The counter strike for sure, absolutely.
So,
but of course, having 8 of them versus just 3 if any samurai, I think that's the samurai's biggest weakness. Is it's just hard to mix them, and it's hard to balance your turns and that kind of thing with samurai. So we'll see how.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably. I mean, I wish I could have seen more of Thor's games because that's something that he must have been doing really well, and so I'm hoping we'll be able to see a lot of good sequencing and good balance going on here. I'll go ahead and hop into the game, get that started, but let's see.
So I'll probably just see a Raelin move up. Let's see, where's Raelin going to go? Okay, so a little bit of a It's interesting with Raelin on this map. I think that's where we often see Raelin on highways and dieways.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sometimes you'll see her move up farther onto that sand 7 hex on level 3. But the trees in the middle just really um, block off your line of sights to some different stuff. That's just one of the things about this map is the line of sight. Oh, Leon, what's going on?
Oh, I think I actually.
Don't know.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, I do remember this. Because I think I was watching this game live when it happened. I don't remember much about the game, but this is coming back to me. Cleon was playing his quarterfinal game, or I think at the time. But sometimes when the app is a little buggy, where if you accidentally are looking at another
Open the wrong
page and sign
thing.
in. Yeah. So he's in another game trying to set his order markers, and he's really confused right now, I'm sure, why they're not showing up in the game that he expects them to be in.
Well, there you go. I was gonna say interesting play with Marku to go for Wannock there. I mean, obviously it's accessible,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I mean, if you're Thor, you don't really care about Wannock. Because Marku just soaks those up. I mean, Hanamoto Taro is got it all his life. Maybe it has uh, some effect on Doc, but like you don't lose anything if you give up Wannock, right? It's um, like what is there to gain, right? Is Doc going to go for Wannock? Probably not.
Right.
So to put yourself out there, you're just kind of surrendering Marku to get axed.
Exactly. Yeah, and you see those 2 wounds coming in now. Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, Wannock doesn't hurt Doc enough, I think, to be going for Wannock this early. And
Right. It's not like he has like straight minions or something where like
right,
every
yeah.
figure every wound is like gonna knock him down. Um, it's probably hurts Doc more than it hurts Thor, but not enough that I would, put a special order marker to getting it.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that's one of the things that I feel like I see a lot of players do is go for Wannock really early, because Wannock is a great glyph, but it's
Great
also
clip.
super matchup, and like also like even within a game, even if it's good for the matchup, it's also very time sensitive. So like early game
Right.
is usually probably my least favorite thing to uh try to grab Wannock.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially right, Marku. One of the reasons why Marku is an A figure is just because he basically stops Wayanok from mattering at all to your army.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not something that Thor should be really concerned about, against him. So anyway, it looks like we solved the Cleon issue.
Yeah, it happened. That's actually that's why I remember it, because I don't remember if I helped him figure it out. I was watching his game as well, but yeah.
Okay, so here comes some Tagawas. Yeah, I think the Tagawas are my favorite of the samurai squads. Kazukis are also super fun, but just the idea of like, I always love it when you get the Counter Strike kill and then you like buff off that. It's like, oh yeah, it's like me, right?
Got all
So
the power. Yeah. Having 6 attack squad figures is pretty nice. They're they're probably the best, I think. But they're also, surprisingly to me at least, they're the ones I have the least amount of experience playing. Um More because like I had the Izumi first, so I played them a lot when I first got the game, and then Kosuke have always been like, I don't know, they're more of like a tech choice for me, so I've used them more just
right,
because
you
I want
can
that.
throw them in because 8 move, right? That's a
Yeah.
big deal. And attack, that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I've always thrown them in for like that threat. I've never the Tagawa are more like, I don't know, I feel like a little bit more all round. Still kind of weak to range monsters in
Right.
melee, but Yeah, I don't know, it's interesting to me how I've not really played Tagawa that much.
Yeah, so we'll see. Kazukas, you want them to be, in striking distance. So,
Mm-hmm.
imagine if you have an order marker on them already. But what do we? Okay,
It's like
okay. He
Thor has
just replayed,
relogging, yeah.
and then okay, got it.
Little bit of
So
technical difficulty at the beginning of this game.
I'm guessing third has to be on Kozuke, uh, but who knows? Maybe Azumi. Honestly,
Yeah, could be.
because if he puts them on Tagawa, right, they're just gonna get eaten up
Mm-hmm.
a little faster than he wants. Right, and then he has nothing to follow that with.
Yeah, exactly. I am wondering, what do you think about, like, because you don't want to go like Tagawa when there are still a bunch of special attacks on the board. Do you lead with Izumi, maybe, like, when you go in, or would you lead Kosuke? Looks like he's going Kosuke, but
I probably, I don't know. Azumi are always tough to me because it's like I just feel like they're more annoying than anything else. I don't.
mm-hmm.
I feel like they have a hard time doing anything. Right, the two attack is too it's, it's to attack. Right.
Yeah,
Not,
yeah.
and that's not to say it can't do anything, but um, I feel like if you threw Azumi up there, they mostly get in the way. And I prefer to have Azumi to finish up in case you get to a spot where the Wyrmlings are dead and it's just axe grinders left. And if you force the axe grinders to have to attack the Azumi, um, that's probably a best case or at least a good case scenario for you.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I don't know, I that's how I'd approach it. Of Azumi are probably just as good as any of the other squads in a cleanup role, if you can get the right cleanup. Um, so I'd probably save him for that.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think, yeah, because I think at least to me, what makes the most sense as far as like the waves go, probably like lead with Kosuke to try to break some holes in the screen that Doc is setting up, and then hope for Tagawa to be able to come in, beast up some X grinders, maybe get a pick on some Wyrmlings if you put enough holes in the screen. No,
Yeah,
maybe you get really lucky and you've got 6 attack Tagawa who take out Raelin. That'd be awesome.
yeah. So he's got 2 on Tagawa and 1 on Kazuke. I'm guessing the Izumi are not. Guessing that's the X. Could
Yeah,
be wrong, but be my guess. My dryer is singing. I don't know if you can hear it.
very
Maybe not.
faintly.
Okay, so he's playing around with a couple different Derek placements, but yeah, there goes Marku. Is he gonna block it and stay alive?
Oh, he does stay
Yes.
alive.
Okay.
Nice.
Where did the Wanok wound go?
I was just looking at that. Looks like was forgotten. Nothing's wounded or dead over here.
Yeah, that's everybody still left. Yeah, so if you're gonna make a point to go for Wanok, you shouldn't forget it. I know there was a little bit of technical difficulty in the middle of that round. I'm guessing it got lost in the shuffle, but okay,
Yeah.
here they come. Interesting.
Let's position up here.
Yeah, I mean, it does give you 1, 2, 3. They got 6 move, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, they're all in striking distance. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, it's a.
And you can get back. You can get to either of the axe grinders on the side.
Mm-hmm.
You can pretty much get anywhere you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you can get 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 5 different figures in striking distance. and it does keep you a little bit away from these Wyrmlings. So
Right. Yeah. If Doc tries to make
here
an
they come.
attack on these guys, the Wyrmlings will be able to get hit back. So you can, especially with Doc's playstyle, I feel like you can probably expect him to not take any of those
To
attacks. Or,
not,
like
yeah.
maybe a black tries to shoot up, but I don't think it's worth it yet. When I mean that just seems like the cripple is nice, but you can just wait a turn and have better shots. So yeah, I think this is a good
Yeah.
staging area for Thor.
Yeah, I don't think I would have done that, but I think it's probably better than what I would have done. So it's interesting. There's not too many spots that the Wyrmlings can advance to that uh, Tagawa can't reach. So he found one of them on that swamp. Uh, e- Even move a second one.
Looks like, yeah, maybe he's just doing the one.
I don't know. I probably would at least, I don't know, like move the red one up a couple,
Right, like
couple
here maybe,
there. Yeah,
or I don't
and
know.
it does much better. So at least feels like you're making progress.
Right, yeah,
But right, if
that's like one of the hardest parts is
water,
like that psychological thing of like, oh, I'm giving up a turn.
yeah, if you can't really go across the water because then you get um, sniped, and anywhere, right, you could maybe stage right behind that axe grinder on the top of the map.
Look up here.
It's probably a spot as well, but there's not much, right? The Tagawas are really threatening most of the map from where they are, so it's a good spot for them. Let's see what they do this time.
Let's see. Okay, go there. He definitely
Like
needs
you
to make
probably
a
need to
swing at
pick
that
up,
guy.
yeah, you probably need to try to get a couple kills so that you don't want to like double up on Derek or anything like that. So
Mm-hmm.
you probably also want to stay away from height if you can. So if he kills that one axe grinder on the top, then he's got no height on him there. Um, so we'll see what the third one wants to do. I might bring him down and kill the one by Raelin. That's probably what I would.
This spot. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because a 3v3 here has a decent enough chance. Oh, he's going for Derek. I don't love
Yeah, I
that. I'd
don't think
rather
I'd
try to
do
get
that.
to 6 attack as quickly as possible.
Of course, if you
But
save it for your third attack, it's possible that you get, so you do the 3v3
oof.
first. Okay, so now you do a 3v, right? And see if that's going to go through.
That could go there. There you go. There you go. So you could 4v4
Yes.
and
So now we got a 4v4.
yikes. Yeah, that's that's not what he was
That's
looking for at all.
that's a sad turn. Yeah.
Pulling down the Wyrmling because now these samurai won't be able to get around to it, so misses the roll.
Can't remember the cutoffs, but I know 5 is not going to do it. What's the card that has the lowest roll for it that's a success?
Lowest roll for a success?
Like the lowest roll that like actually does something productive. I guess like you have the ones that have all the different cutoffs. But
Right.
Trample Stomp has a low roll.
Oh, Trample Stomp is pretty low. Praxis for squads
that
is
7?
pretty low.
Praxis for squads. Motley Max now. But I think that's just a 6 for that chain grab. It's pretty low.
Oh yeah, that's
Can't remember.
pretty good.
Top of
I
my
don't
head.
remember the numbers, but
I don't think 5 does anything other than it doesn't do much anyway.
yeah, 5 does not kill a stinger. It doesn't give him a bonus attack, but it does not kill one.
That's right.
So there's that, maybe.
That's right. You go. Okay, I got a 5. I'm safe. Okay, so here's the Kozuke. So they got the 2 on the road have potentially 11 move. It's just a lot.
Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this front one can totally engage this guy. That's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or this one can engage right there. Just the front one though. And that's something that I was actually
Yeah.
gonna bring up earlier was that the development of Tagawa and then the Kosuke behind them. I love that he didn't leave a landing place for the third Kosuke. Also, right now, I don't love going
Yeah.
Tagawa, Kosuke. I would have taken the second turn on Kosuke to develop them. Maybe like hide them
Yeah.
back here. Um,
Yeah, because you want to take advantage of the markers while you have them. So
right.
you prefer to do straight Tagawa while you're riding them. Might as well ride them.
Mm-hmm.
They can tank with 5 defense. So he does go ahead and move that first one up just to get a little strike there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that's a fine
Yeah.
move.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so he goes on the road. Yeah. Okay. Pretty standard.
I'm just gonna attack Raelin.
Yeah, I mean,
Just kidding. You can't attack Raelin, Thor. Okay, 6.
that's just kind of sad dice. On his last, what, 15 dice, 3 skulls?
Yeah, that really hurts.
Especially when you need Tagawa to do their, like, like snowballing effect, right? You just need a couple at the beginning, and then you can get more, and
Mm-hmm.
then you, you expect 5 dice to do something, and then it doesn't. It's got to be frustrating. But of course, you just want the initiative switch right now, and that'd be real nice.
Yeah, if you can switch into Tagawa
You got
going
that
with.
right. Imagine if you got that kill, and then you get initiative switch. You can have a. You could either have some Tagawa swinging at Raelin, or you can have you could have 2 Tagawa swinging at Raelin if you disengage. Maybe you don't want to do that. You could have a couple Kozuke swinging at Raelin. Yeah, because the front one could go forward 1 space, and the middle one could have actually swung around the road down onto the swamp water next to Raelin.
Mm-hmm.
Have 2 attacks on Raelin if you had killed that dwarf and got an initiative switch. Of course, neither of those things happened. So
Yeah, unfortunately, not really going in Thor's favor there. But the initiative switch, I mean, potentially being able to kill, like the way it was. So Wyrmling right there, he can still come right here with the Kosuke, attack that Wyrmling, move down here and attack this Wyrmling. If he kills both black Wyrmlings turn 1, that's really big for him.
right,
Because the blacks are probably the best at bypassing the
probably the
5
best.
defense of the other samurai.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you see, he didn't put any order markers on the blacks this round.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, probably a defense against something like that. So he's still going to take some turns with them. Okay, there goes another Tagawa. Top one.
Yeah,
It's
that
gone.
hurts.
And then, okay, so he's going to white. He's probably going to. Whoa. More technical difficulties. Okay. Special on the Kazuke down there. If he's going to move to where he okay. A little bit of different spot.
Or there.
Oh,
I think he's definitely trying to
there.
get
Okay,
both
so that's
Kosuke.
it. I think he's just asking about line of sight. If he can get it there. I think he probably can't. You turn his head.
Right. Yeah, like this guy definitely. This guy, pretty sure. I mean, that is the smaller Kosuke sculpt, but I'd still probably say it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, 2 for 2.
Yikes! Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, so this is just, I mean, everything this turn has been maxed out for Doc and minned out for Thor.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You got something.
Something to smooth it out,
So,
but. And I'll.
it's not the start.
Yeah. And I don't think like. It's rough how I don't know. choosing to go for the Tagawa and then switching into Kosuke when the Tagawa are already committed, I think is a mistake because I mean, he's lost to Tagawa for basically nothing. They killed a figure, they got a bloodlust, things were looking okay, and then he stopped taking turns with them, and now he's just losing figures, which really hurts.
Yeah. Well, this one is.
That was a good turn, though.
Yeah, you got the two things you wanted that turn. But,
all things considered, and how everything else has been going.
Well, not going his way. Yeah. Yeah. So you probably, let's see, who is he going to go with first? A red, black, or white?
I could see white popping right here.
Oh yeah. And you could take a height attack down if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could go for the 2 attacks of 2.
Oh, he's not going to move it though. Interesting.
Okay, well.
I mean, I could see not wanting to give up, or kind of give up the Wyrmling for that, but well, I don't know. And this kind of goes into the conversation we had last time we were looking at this army from Doc, is using Raelin as bait, because if attacks are going on Raelin, they're not going on your other figures. Here I was thinking,
they're not going on anybody else.
White to block Raelin, but maybe at this point Doc is like, I'm not too worried about Raelin. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because I mean, as long as the Kazuke are there, right? That's 2 attacks of 5,
right,
on Raelin, which it looks like, and that has a very non-zero. Okay, not quite 9 days. A very non-zero shot of killing Raelin. It's not huge chance, but
yeah, and unfortunately, it did not. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I agree, because I think that's big enough of a risk, and I think that Raelin plays enough into the end game of basically, if Raelin's not around, the Izumi Samurai can start to do a lot more, because these figures.
But if Raelin is around, yeah, 2 attack against 5 defense is just.
Yeah, that's a joke. But if it's 2v3s, then
right.
there's a
glimmer
you're
gonna pick off a couple. And...
yeah.
You're right. It's all about thinking about what does winning look like.
And winning looks like maxing out your skulls and beating out their shields.
See, okay, so that was the red attacking Kazuke?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he should have. Is that too many defense?
Oh, it's I believe the defense reduction is for common
-2 defense
instead of squad figures.
Oh no, you're right. It's just like salary. But I am not privileged enough to own a.
I'm privileged enough to own a White Knight 3D print of Zelrig. Shout out to White Knight. Get those 3D prints. They're great.
Oh yeah, I really thought about doing that. I have lots of prints from White Knight, and I love them all. All my axe grinders are 3D printed.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dirac and Aubrians and dividers, and I'm trying to think if I have anything else fun. 3D green scales. Anyway, okay, so last March of the Izumi.
Wait, oh, okay. There's the Wanok roll.
Yeah, because I guess Mark was in there the whole time.
Yeah.
he kind of switched. Doc kind of switched over to Wyrmlings, which of course is the right call. But the axe grinder has just been sitting there. It's always funny because Heroscape is a turn-based game, but if somebody doesn't get turns, they just sit there. So you just imagine Marku and the axe grinder just sitting there for having a cup of tea or something, right?
Oh yeah. Axe grinder runs up
some other day, but right now.
It's like,
maybe
hey man, sorry for putting 5 wounds on you earlier.
Yeah, sorry about that. Let's take a break. Let's all be friends. He sees that's not an initiative switch. You see the 5, you're like, okay, that's going to be a switch. Nope.
Oh, yeah, that's not been great. I wonder, and it looks like Thor
One on
was,
Kagawa and one on Kazuke. I mean,
yeah,
I don't blame you. You say maybe that 5 defense can hold me out
mm-hmm.
for a while. So, um,
I mean, and I think it's one of those things where it's like, what does winning look like? Maybe it's just holding out with these forward figures, because if you're relying on Izumi from here on out, that's not really
yeah,
winning.
that's not gonna look good. Yeah, well,
That looks
that
worse,
is not.
unfortunately.
Yeah, because I'm guessing he has both of those order markers. I mean, it's obviously at least one, but
Right, yeah. I would
you
not
being
be
both, and
surprised
it's
if
this.
that was like a 2-3. Oh, Kosuke lives, though.
Okay, it doesn't, but the first one's gonna be Tagawa. Guessing, but maybe not.
Oh, number 1 Kosuke.
I don't know. Yeah,
There you
I
go.
guess because they're more like die. I don't know.
Yeah, more likely to get
You
a
put
hit
two
on Raelin while you can.
Tagawa, and then you
That's
put
true.
2 order markers, and they become a target, right? Because you can knock out that order marker.
Mm-hmm.
But man, those 5 dice have not been working.
Yeah, that's really been hurting for Thor. And there goes that
Yeah.
Kosuke.
Bye bye.
Oh, and
And
now we
now we'll
remember
see.
Marku.
Yeah. It's like I was having a nice old time here. Okay. Hey, don't count out Hatamoto Taro. Hatamoto Taro is a key ingredient in a Gen Con championship army.
He is. He is.
Right? He's just on the wrong side. He's supposed to be with dwarves.
That's true. That is true too. So maybe
I gotta
that
say,
means the dwarves will betray Doc and join Hatamoto Taro, or maybe Hatamoto Taro will betray Thor. I don't know.
it's like 10 points under, but on hard mode, 130 points under. I'm pretty sure he just dropped him most games because he had a space limit, figure limit. I can't remember exactly how it went down. Matthias's Gen Con army.
I don't remember exactly. I did read the battle report, but yeah, I think he was over space limit. So I don't remember if he was sitting him, or I think he said. I want to say I remember him saying at one point that he dropped Marku instead of Hatamoto. But I don't know if that was like one specific game or multiple games, or if I'm just making that up. Because it is kind of sad to think that Marco
Yeah.
does kind of outshine somebody who's 110 points more than him.
Yeah. Yeah, so you were right. It was a 2-3 on Tagawa. So I was wrong. You were right. There you go. I think I can predict all the order marks. Oh, no, I can't. I was going to say all in on Azumi. He's going to go ahead and Hatamoto.
Got to get that
Here goes.
Hatamoto action in there.
Let's see. How many can you run up there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Just short.
Oh, that's where you put him.
Yep, that's a spot on the board.
That's just going to get next. Interesting the time up there. Guess that's what you do, but not a Dirac play. Doc's not going for the swift crushing victory. He's just like he can just hold this out. He doesn't need to overextend or anything like that.
Yeah, just playing it nice and safe, not going. Do you remember how many order markers he had on X Grinders? I was checking.
I don't remember. Yeah, me too. My photographic memory tells me nothing because it does not exist.
Oh, okay. Isn't that the worst?
Okay, so here they come.
Yeah,
The march
hopefully
of the Azumi.
the last march of the samurai. Start playing some epic Lord of the Rings music.
I guess. Okay, here they go. I always forget they have 6 move.
Yeah. So they're decently speedy. Good defense. He's just gonna need to like have the opposite of what that 5 attack was doing for him, and just be like maxing
He's
out
just
all
going
of
to
these
need
2
2 scrolls,
attacks.
2 scrolls, 2 scrolls, yeah. But of course, Doc's going to stay going with the Wyrmlings.
Mm-hmm.
There's axe grinders in there to clog things up a little bit. Let's see. Is this 2v5 going to do anything? Nope.
Ah, 3 skulls?
Nope, wrong.
2 shields. There you go. All right.
3 skulls and 2 shields. There you go. No blanks.
So that's good. That's at least a little reassuring for Thor, which is all he's looking for right now.
Some moral victories here at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oof.
Ooh, that was not a moral victory.
Was not. Unfortunately, that was not a normal attack from an adjacent figure, while Hadamoto Taro is also adjacent to a figure who follows Einar.
Man, if only we could meet all those conditions.
I know, right?
I've seen events where they use prototype Hadamoto in the event. You know what? If you want to use Hadamoto, we'll let you.
we'll at least make it worth your while. Yeah, I've never actually played with Hadamoto Taro prototype. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think I've ever even actually played with Hadamoto Taro. I've played against him a couple times, but I don't think I've ever actually used him.
Know for sure that I have not. Oh no. Okay. 6 defense. It's like when your samurai are getting out defensed by non-samurai. You know, something
Mm-hmm.
not for you.
There's Wanok coming back at Thor.
Yeah. No, yeah. Like you were saying at the beginning of the game, Wanok changes in value throughout the game. But now here, starting now, any Wanok wound is a dead figure automatically for controlling it. So probably worth at least keeping, right? You just sit there.
Yeah, and especially at this point when you're like already winning.
Yeah, it's like insult to injury.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like not you have to kill my figures that you're all tied up with, but you also have to get over here and kill me on the glyph. It's like what's he going to do about it? You can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
See if he can. I want to say gas, but it's acid. See if he can acid the.
Yep, that happens.
Yep, and then special attacks.
Yeah, just plinking away at those samurai. I wonder if, let's see, 3 on Izzy. I just keeps going for it. Izzy, right? Takes the 3v6.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I mean, it's probably still worth it. Could take the easy 3v2, but I mean, you're not really worried about Hadamoto Taro doing anything, so 3v6. Oh, or maybe you do. Yeah. Just go for Hadamoto.
Or maybe you don't. Maybe you take the other one. Okay.
Hey, Hadamoto Taro coming in. Pulling.
Coming in hot with the block. That's what you get for calling it an easy 3v2.
That's true. That was my mistake.
Never underestimate Einar flag bear. Okay, so now we're gonna gas up at one of those. At that one. For sure.
Takes him out. Yeah, and now I mean
he's been going so hot with those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been tearing it up, especially these last few have just been like, I mean, taking out the Tagawa super quick, taking out these Izumi. Now if he just puts the final wound on Hatamoto, even if he doesn't get any other rolls the
It's
rest of the
game
round,
over. Oh,
yeah,
that's right,
Rannoch
because
takes him out.
Warnock.
So it's still not impossible for Thor to win.
Yeah, he just has to take a look at that row of leaving engagement attacks. You'd have to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't
Yeah,
even get there, but
right. Yeah, if he could get it,
it
he
just
just
needs
needs Doc to roll a one.
engagement attacks.
Okay, there we go.
Well, there it is. It does it.
Yeah, that is our game. Um, I mean, I knew it was going to be uphill for Thor from the start. It's not quite as close as I imagined it would be. Like I was feeling the
Yeah, I thought
dog
it might
win,
be a little closer. Yeah.
but
Uh, if do you know how the samurai army did on the day? Obviously, he had to win with it in the previous round, so he won with it in the round of 16.
oh, that's true. Yeah.
Um, I don't know. And then in day one, it was 5 rounds, and but I don't know. Was it 5 rounds in day one, or was
Yeah, it
was
was
it?
five
Did
rounds.
we do 6? Oh, it was 5. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
five.
I know Thor went 3, but I don't know whether I don't know what he got his wins with and how the samurai army did. You know?
Right. Yeah, I do know. So we've got I was like kind of paying attention to it, but I mean there are also so many other armies that I don't remember any specifics other than I do know that in the his last round, so he was 2-2 in when he went into round 5. That was against Major Q23, and I just remember that one because I did have a recording of that game, and so I have seen that one
Oh
a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
times now. But and in that one it worked out pretty well because he was going against a fairly melee heavy army, and also I mean like if you watch the video, I think Major Q23 wasn't using his advantages as fully as he could have, but that aside, that was one where he did win with his army. I don't know if his other ones were like winning with the samurai or winning against the samurai in the reverse rounds. I'm not certain there.
Yeah, but it's always a guessing game of like how strong do you go and what kind of things. Like this is the right idea, I think. Especially right. I think this is Thor's first time in a reverse of the whip event, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right, you got the idea of an army that's kind of difficult to use for its full potential, but it does have potential there. So you can use that while it's your army, and you can exploit it while it's not your army. So like that's what you want to do. So that's what he was doing. So
Yeah, exactly. And I think
all
like
too easy to exploit for Doc.
right, yeah, I think Thor went a little too heavy into just like going straight sam. I mean, like obviously, also there was just like the theme. You get all the samurai, put them all together. It's a good time. Um, But if you're looking at the army construction, I think going like fairly anti-melee, I think that's pretty okay because the reverse meta is pretty melee heavy, so you're not
Yeah,
usually going to be 100% outmatched. But I do think he needed something to, answer stuff like Wyrmlings or like a major Q10 or other
yeah.
ranged figures that could just, be taking
Just
this out.
shred him. Yeah.
So like if he
Just
took out,
imagine that took out Hatamoto and added in Kimanawa. Right, you keep the
yeah,
theme.
mm-hmm.
But that right. Imagine Kimanawa against all these Wyrmlings. Right, you just snipe them. Goodbye. It helps you out significantly if you have that instead, right? And Hatamoto was just dead weight. He sat there,
Right. Yeah, exactly. I think if
and
you're going
then
Hatamoto, you've either got to be going with like if you're going samurai, you got to go Tagawa, samurai archers
yeah,
probably. That
yeah.
or run with dwarves. I've heard is also pretty good with
I've heard that
Hatamoto.
one works. Yeah, yeah. But it was a fun one. Always good to see. I mean, this Wyrmlings army is pretty good. So
Yeah, it's and this like I mean Doc's army is probably what you would expect out of like a pretty typical, not to bash on Doc, it's a very well constructed army, but it's about what you'd expect for a reverse the whip meta. I think you've got it's difficult, it's
Yes.
not super obvious to play, but it's also got something for just about anything that you'll face up against.
Yeah, I'm sure if Veggie was here, he could tell you how he'd classify it.
Oh yeah,
Is
yeah.
it short but good, or I don't know.
One of those. I love those
Who
classifications
knows?
actually. I'm a big fan of
Yeah,
that.
I just can't remember them off the top of my head. But yeah,
Toolbox, splash, short but good, stuff. Those are the only ones I remember off the top of my head.
yeah,
But yeah, it's a good time. I think, and I did like the game. I think it was. I mean, Doc, I think had an army advantage going in. He set up super well. He had a great strategy, like had stuff blocked off. Thor, kind of like we said. I think he was doing his early development okay, but once he had both Tagawa and Kosuke within killing range at the same time, I feel like
yeah. That's just difficult to get over.
yeah. And
Yeah,
so I would say that that's probably where I think the game kind of I don't know cemented itself. But I mean, other than that though, like he was still like he made some good plays, and I mean obviously he played really well to get to this point in the tournament, especially for like
absolutely.
first online tournament, maybe a second online, but it's like first time doing like a reverse the whip, this kind of big style tournament.
Yeah, yeah. You got to be happy. I mean, just making day two is really something you should be happy about, and making day two and then final eight. That's really cool. I think he did really well in the cheese event as well. He
Oh, that's
was
right.
for something. So yeah, Thor's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like seeing him around for sure.
Yeah. He's a real good guy too. Just haven't played. I don't know if I've played with him. Haven't casted with him. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. I'm a fan of Thor.
Yeah, he's cool.
Hoping to see more of him in the future.
Plus, if anybody's looking to buy a house in hit him up.
In the year, if you're looking to get a house, Superfrog's got all the listings for you.
Thor has the listings because he's a real estate agent.
Oh, that's true. That's right. He'll
Anyway,
set you up. But yeah, anyway, yeah, good game, good times. Thanks so much for joining, Superfrog. Do you have anything you'd like to say before we sign off?
just keep checking out our online Heroscape threads, and there's always or usually always somebody looking to play, especially now around the holidays. I'm guessing there'll be more people if you have one of those random free evenings. We always love having new people, so go ahead and show your face and dip your toes in, and the water's pretty warm, I promise.
Yeah, it's a good time. Um, yeah, and you can find those threads if you're new to the scene. Those threads will be plugged in the description below, along with cards for the game and the online con, other battle report threads, the Twitch channel that ISB3 runs that he has some games on, etc. You'll be able to find lots of cool stuff in there. But yeah, definitely, I would definitely recommend checking out the online scene. It's a good time. Superfrog can even show you himself. He's shown a lot of new players how to play, and he's really good at it. I mean, you can tell from the video, he's super friendly, and he's really good at introducing people to this online interface. So totally recommended.
I promise I won't bite your head off. There you go.
There you go.
The Super Frog guarantee.
Won't bite your head off. I like it. But yeah, so that's our game. Thanks again, Superfrog, for joining, and thank you, viewers, for viewing. Make sure you remember what a beautiful world it is that we live in, and this will be 10 points under and out.